Journey to the combat zone in Afghanistan has brought me to Musa Qala, a strategic forward operating base in Helmand province. This town was retaken from the Taliban in 2006 in fierce fighting that cost 23 British lives. Since then, this outpost has provided relative peace and stability in the region, but defending it from the enemy is no easy task. Today, I'm visiting one of a network of patrol bases that maintain security outside the safety of Musa Qala. Captured just 2 weeks ago from Taliban insurgents, it's the new front line. And the vehicle of choice today, hopefully, will be a Mastiff. This is it, we're the other side of the wire, off to the danger zone. I'm going to tell you a little bit of fear that goes through me is I know that the Mastiff is incredibly safe and it has saved lives, but there is this moment when you get yourself in one of these, you really, really, really strap yourself in. The Mastiff's blast-deflecting hull makes it the best troop carrier to withstand the Taliban's improvised explosive devices. The enemy's prime objective isn't to destroy vehicles, it's to kill soldiers. And out of the sight of the Allied forces, insurgents can plant bombs wherever they think vehicles will drive over them. So being outside the security of base becomes a psychological endurance test, because a bomb strike isn't just a possibility, it's a question of when and where it's going to happen. Now, the problem these guys face is choosing the route to get to these patrol bases, because they're a well-worn path. The insurgents come in the dead of night and they lay IEDs or improvised explosive devices. Fortunately, the guys seem to be on top of that, but there is still a threat. And we are the first vehicle in this convoy. So if I'm looking a bit nervous, that's because I'm incredibly nervous, to be honest with you. But if we should drive over a roadside bomb, we're in one of the best vehicles to deal with it. The Mastiff's V-shaped blast-proof hull would deflect the explosion up and away from the protected crew cabin. Other elements, such as the wheels and suspension, are designed to blow off cleanly, leaving the basic heavyweight chassis undamaged for speedy replacement of new parts. If I'm going to survive a blast out here, it's going to be in a Mastiff. It doesn't take long before our convoy grinds to a halt. Any change to the pattern of life is always seen as suspicious. It could signal that a roadside bomb has been planted. Storm drains under these roads are perfect places to hide even bigger bombs. Packed with explosives, even the mighty 25-ton Mastiff could be blown clean off the ground. Everyone here is well used to slow progress. I think I'm hearing that we're good to go at the minute, so we've got through the tricky stuff. The patrol base we're travelling to lies 10 kilometres from Musa Qala. En route, we're going to check in at an Afghan National Police outpost. This is a very dangerous location and is frequently attacked. Regular visits like ours can be enough to deter Taliban raids. This is the very edge of the front line. The valley below is a carpet of poppy fields. The drugs trade is still big business here. Beyond this checkpoint is a dangerous cocktail of insurgents and warlords. Booby traps are everywhere. But this is the Afghan National Police here. This is their patrol point. They're patrolling this border. And they've got a brand new vehicle, but there's bullet holes all over the windscreen. So you can see, up here it's pretty tough. All of which makes me even happier to get back to my trusty Mastiff and continue my journey. This patrol base makes Musa Qala look like the Ritz. It's where the Allied and Taliban territory meet, and it's defended to the hilt. I have to put my helmet back on, because it's dangerous, and walk between, I don't know if you can make this out, but there's yellow lines, because the Taliban, when they left some IEDs, improvised explosive devices, in the ground around here, so we mustn't step beyond these yellow lines. This really is frontline stuff. This is the northernmost area that the British Armed Forces have penetrated deep into Helmand. Just out there is the Taliban, and you push any further forward than this, you're going to come into absolute contact wherever you go from here. And every time they do move out of the camp and head in that direction, they get into a fight. So the Taliban are just holding this area of dead ground and the ridge in the distance, and so far these guys have got us well covered. But when I'm standing here with my big blue head sticking above the parapet, no doubt there is a Taliban sniper out there who's also looking at us, looking at them, and he might have eyes on us right now. So, what can our boys do to counter the threat of attack from insurgents who blend into the background and take pot shots whenever they feel like it? Cue the Scimitar light armoured tank. On the battlefield, it's a fast, highly manoeuvrable surveillance vehicle that packs a real punch with its 30mm cannon. The Taliban call it the Wasp, for obvious reasons. Here on the front line in this patrol base, it's placed in the most dominating location. A high ridge overlooking the Taliban's firing positions. Robbie is the driver of this particular Scimitar, known lovingly to its crew as the Wagon. Right then, Robbie.
Yep.
What is a CVRT or a Scimitar?
Well, it's basically a reconnaissance small armoured vehicle. You've got the driver, obviously, in the cab. You've got the commander, which is Ads there. And you've got the gunner, which is Chalky there. Handbags, his nickname is.
OK.
Its main role is to be on high ground, not being seen. Overlooking things, just being able to spot the enemy, see what they're doing, but at the same time, try and not get seen yourself.
So here, where it is at Patrol Base Habib, up on the top of this ridge, I mean, it's the perfect ground for it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What are the telltale signs that something out there is happening?
Well, I mean, if you look now, you probably see there's kids and women. When something's going to happen, they'll be the first to know. Sometimes they'll go to the high ground, just clear off.
So once you see people in this town below us start to move out and start to disappear, you know that the Taliban have moved in, and they're starting to...
Well, they're in there now. They're everywhere. If you look, you probably see some bloke dot about, walking about casually, and that'll be a Taliban. But when they're going to engage the troops, that's when they warn everyone to, like, clear off, basically.
Yeah. So when the crew get the nod that something's about to kick off, it's essential to get eyes on the enemy, find their firing positions, and put the Wagon's main gun into action. But how effective is a 30mm cannon in a situation like this?
It's